Doing a very quick video today on using silicone sealant that already has the dispenser built into it. This stuff is great simply because whenever you go to use it, you don't have to go looking for one of these, the gun to put it in. Now, I'm not a product placement guys, but I will show you the name of this product just because if you're looking for it, I always find that it can be a pain to try to find something like this that's a little bit different. But anyway, it's built into the trigger is up here, and what we're going to do is, I did a video recently on replacing a door on a vehicle, and I want to put the trim onto the door. Now, there's the holes on the door that the trim is going to snap into. Just like so. See where the trim snaps in there. Problem is, I could just snap that on. However, the old piece of trim had adhesive on here to keep water from getting down into the door. Reason being that if the water comes in here, it's going to leak into those holes and it's going to go down in the bottom of the door and rust, which is the reason that I had to replace the door on here. So we're going to use some of this quick and easy sealant and just put a bead along here. So all you have to do here, because as I say the gun is built into the whole canister, is just remove the tape, holds the trigger down. I probably should cut it, but anyway, that releases the trigger. Now if I push this trigger, because what you do is you push the trigger towards the body of the canister like that, nothing is coming out there now because it's hitting here to stop. So now we just remove the cap off of it, like so. Cut whatever size of a bead you want to run of the silicone, and I don't want it too big, so I'm just going to cut it on a bit of an angle like that. I think I need a new sharper pair of pliers. I'm going to flatten that out a little bit. Now again, I hit the trigger, nothing's happening. So, looking at the silicone from the top, if I turn this counterclockwise, that's going to screw the... I screwed it out too far. Let's go back in here. If I screw this out counterclockwise, we'll start with about that much. Now, if I push the trigger down, you see the silicone coming out. And there you go. These disposable gloves are great for doing something like this. Now, if I turn it back in, again, looking at it from the top, I'm turning this clockwise now. I'm closing it up. Now if I hit the trigger, no silicone comes out. So now I'm going to put some silicone onto the trim. Again, I'm going to turn it, as we found out, you don't have to turn it out too far. Give the trigger a little push, see how much, oh, I'm going to go a little further than that. There we go, we see that coming out. As I say, you're going to want to use the disposable gloves, and I'm basically just going to run a bead along here. I'm not going to be particularly fussy because I'm going to be getting rid of all this excess. You can see hopefully where I took off the old adhesive, cleaned this up really good. Probably should have cut that a little bit. Oops. I'm looking at the video camera and applying this at the same time. Probably should have cut that hole a little bit smaller. Doesn't matter. I'll get rid of the excess here. I'm going to run a bead along like that. And now I'm going to snap our trim into place. Push that in really good. I'm probably going to lean some weights against that just to keep that trim up there good and tight while it dries. But that's beside the point. What I want to illustrate here is basically just how to use those handy dandy cans of silicone. That's it for this video. Oh, and don't forget, close it up, turning it like that. Get rid of the excess with your disposable gloves, and put the little black cap, little black cap on the end. Away you go.